Magic Tree House number 11, The Lions at Lunchtime by Mary Pope Osborne. Lions at Lunchtime. What is this page called again? That's right, the title page. Table of Contents. Remember, the table of contents tells us what page number we're going to be able to find all of these chapters on in our story. Chapter 1, Before Lunch. Jack and Annie were walking home from the grocery store. Jack's pack was heavy. It held a big jar of peanut butter and a loaf of bread. "Are you going to have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?" asked Annie. "Or a peanut butter and honey sandwich?" Jack started to answer, but then he stopped. "Oh, man," he whispered. "What is it?" said Annie. "Look at that," said Jack. He pointed to the edge of the Frog Creek woods, and in the shadows stood a small, delicate animal. It looked like a tiny deer. "It's a sign," whispered Annie. "Remember when we saw the rabbit? He was a sign of the Wild West." The deer-like creature leaped into the woods. Jack and Annie didn't stop to think. They followed as fast as they could. Jack's heavy pack thumped against his back as he ran, and finally he stopped and looked around. "Where did she go?" he said. "I don't see her," said Annie. "Oh, wow," said Annie as she pointed up. There was the Magic Tree House. It was shining in the noon sun, and at the top of the tallest tree in the woods, its rope ladder swayed in the shadows below. "Where's Morgan?" said Annie. Morgan Le Fay wasn't waving at them from the window. She wasn't even at the window. "I don't know, but let's go up," said Jack. He climbed the ladder and went into the treehouse. Sunlight streamed through the window. It lit a stack of books and 2 scrolls in the corner. The ancient scrolls held the answer to the riddles Jack and Annie had solved earlier. Jack took off his heavy pack. "Did Morgan leave us a riddle? A third riddle to solve?" asked Annie. "Looking for someone," said a soft voice. Jack and Annie whirled around. "Morgan!" said Annie. Morgan Le Fay had appeared out of nowhere. She looked ancient and lovely in the bright light. "Do you still want to become master librarians?" she asked Jack and Annie. "So you can help me with my work?" "Yes," they said together. "Wonderful," Morgan said. Then she reached into her robe and pulled out a scroll. "You've solved 2 riddles so far," she said. "Here is your third." She handed the scroll to Annie. "And for your research," she pulled out a book from her robe and handed it to Jack. The book's cover said, "The Plains of Africa." "Africa," said Jack. "Oh, man, I've always wanted to go there." He opened the book, and he and Annie stared at the picture. It showed hordes of zebras and tall giraffes, big animals with horns, and tiny deer-like creatures. "Hey, that's the animal that led us here," said Annie. "A Thompson's gazelle, I believe," Morgan said. "But where are the lions?" said Jack. "You'll find out," said Morgan. Maybe we need to plan this trip," said Jack. Morgan smiled. "No, Jack, go ahead. You may make your wish now." Annie pointed at the picture. "I wish we could go there," she said. "Be careful," said Morgan. "Just keep an eye out." "For what?" said Jack. "The lions, of course," she said. "Wait," said Jack. Too late. The wind started to blow, and the treehouse started to spin. Jack squeezed his eyes shut, and the treehouse spun faster and faster and faster. Then everything was still. Absolutely still. Chapter 2 is called Jump, Beasts, Jump. Tell someone at home what you predict Chapter 2 is going to be about, and we'll read Chapter 2 tomorrow.